It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, starring yours truly, Lydell Dinero, episode 258. Let's get it, season 4. Thank you guys for being here with me today. Man, it's another day, another episode. Thank you guys for being here today. Hopefully, your week wasn't too stressful. I like to say that every week. We back on our weekly vibes. We're here to talk some more sports. This week I'm gonna try to get a two-parter out this week because we got some pop culture stuff to talk about. I got a lot of cinema corner. We have what do we just watch? Marvel Zombies just dropped. I do want to talk about where we are in Alien Earth. Season finale is coming next week, so the penultimate episode was this Tuesday, and then Peacemaker drops on Thursday. And I heard the last 4 episodes are gonna be pretty epic, so I think we're getting closer to that. So a lot of pop culture to talk about a little bit later in the week. I think I might drop that on Sunday, probably record that and get that out to you guys, a little quick episode. But today's going to be mostly sports because, I got a lot to talk about in the sports area, and a lot of shit goes down in NFL, fantasy, got some gripes, some complaining, some rejoicing to do, update on the WNBA. So without further ado, why am I hinting at it? Let's just get right to the shits. But hopefully everybody's doing good today. Hopefully we can let our hair down, put our feet up, and enjoy ourselves. I know this week is very, very stressful. A lot of crazy shit out there on social media. Sometimes you can think that everybody out there is just trying to push negativity and we can't all get along. Everybody's fighting, bickering, but here it's that safe space where we can come and talk about shit that we all like. That sometimes we disagree on things, but it's what it's all about. Bring your bias to the table. We're going to discuss it. No harm, no foul. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is here at the Best of Bias. Family members, thank you again. This is episode 258. We've been rocking for a long time, and you already know what the pod's about if you've been here. But if you're new, welcome. We're in the September, October, kind of almost to the sports equinox, where it's going to be a lot of sports-heavy stuff. When we didn't have the sports and stuff, I was doing a lot of pop culture, a lot of cinema corner. But this time of year, we hit that big monumental shift. Fantasy football, basketball, baseball playoffs, a lot of shit going on. Hockey's coming back. So it's really, really sports focused for this one. So hopefully you guys are into that for 258. Everybody that's not, hang out, chill. Maybe we'll talk about something at the end here that you might want to talk about. Maybe find some information that you might want to hear for next pod or some updates that you might not want to miss. So just fair warning there. So first, let's start with the Best of Bias Fantasy Football Invitational 2025, man. It hasn't been a good year for me. I can really, how I was boasting and talking before before the league started. I was coming here telling you guys how I was going to run the season, telling you guys how good my draft was, bragging and boasting about every single pick. McBride in the 4th round, Amari and Hampton in the 3rd. I was able to get Bucky. Bo Nix is doing something this year. Malik Neighbors, my 1st round pick. I'm hands down thinking he can cross that threshold and be that next guy. Brother, Russell Wilson, brother, go sit down, bro. Go do something else. You're a really nice guy. I feel like there's other career paths that you can possibly take. I'm sure you're a really good businessman. But football player, fantasy football assistant, fantasy football, I can't have you controlling the fate of Neighbors, man. 2 catches, 3 points, you're losing me weeks, bro. I went in here thinking I was going to hold first place, walk into a championship with this brilliant team. Brother, I'm 0-3. 0-3, lost to everybody I've played. And it seems like everybody I've played has had an all-star week the week I've played. I mean, it's a crazy revelation. And I don't think I'll ever understand what's going on here. Again, my team is projected thousands of points a week, like the high 130s every week. But it just so happens the team that I'm playing ends up having 20 points more. Last week, when I played Damo's team, he had 4 players scored 20 points and 1 scored 30. This week that just passed, players that usually don't do shit. We had a Travis Etienne touchdown at the end of the game. Like, what is happening? Who else did I play against? Jalen Hurts just wants to throw hella touchdown passes all of a sudden and score 35 points. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I don't know if it's just my year not to place in the top three. I'm not giving up 14 weeks to make the playoffs. You already know anything could happen. But it's like, bro, something has to give. Something has to give. I'm tinkering with the waiver wires. I don't know how your seasons are, your leagues are out there. But when you're in a 12-team league, that people that know what they're doing right now, I don't really see many waiver wire, pickups that can kind of save your season, especially when you're down at the beginning. Maybe, when you start to turn your team around and possibly don't even need waiver wire anymore. When you're bad at the beginning, you get first picks at the people that just were found to be, hidden gems. You get the first picks at those guys. But after that's done, after you get to week like 5, 6, when there's not really much left and those people that you picked up early in the waiver wires aren't really producing, what do you do? And my team doesn't need to be tinkered with. I have all the best rookies. Travis Hunter, Tyler Warren. I have Matthew Golden. You know what I mean? I just picked up Jackson Dart, but my starters, Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, Jacoby Myers, Neighbors, Bucky Irving, Jordan Mason, who ended up being a revelation with Aaron Jones going down. That's why I picked him up, because I knew Aaron Jones would go down eventually, but man, I picked up Prater. He scored 12, 13 points the last couple of weeks for the Buffalo Bills. This fool wants to miss a field goal on his first attempt for me. I'm like, oh my God. But anyways, let me stop being selfish and talk about the scores from the league, because I know you guys out there are wondering. And I know the guys from the league are, probably watching and like, oh, what's going on here? So let me get to that. I lost again to shenanigans. I was a 10 seed, lost for the 1 seed, 139 to 117. Sean's championship team, the 12 seed, lost to Cam's Catering. I think he had CeeDee Lamb. A lot of injuries this week. James Conner out. It's crazy. We already know about Joe Burrow. Jaden Daniels was out this week. JJ McCarthy's already out. And it's like the belle of the ball in the waiver wire right now is Daniel Jones. Like, what do we come to? What do we come to? It's a crazy world out there. But yeah, he lost 135 to 78. 8 seed Cam's Catering got his first victory. Hot Boys, the 7 seed, beats Josh Darnett, the 5 seed, 129 to 111. Third seed Jordan Love Island beats I didn't get primetime popes yet. I think he's like the 6th seed. Actually, let me see. 85, 5, 4 seed? Okay. Primetime Pope is the 4 seed. Lost to Jordan Love Island, the 3 seed, 149 to 150. Oh, beat Jordan Love Island, 154 to 149. 11 ranked K Swag, lost to 9th ranked CD's Nuts, 101 to 85. And then Armpit lost to Jet 2 Holiday, Armpit being the 6th seed, Jet 2 Holiday being the 2 seed. Jet 2 Holiday won 116 to 103. Man, I mean, in my defense, the league hasn't gotten too far away. You know what I mean? There's not a whole bunch of 3-0 teams. There's a couple of 2-1 teams, and there's 3-0-3 teams. So after this week, if I get a victory, everything will kind of even out a little bit. You know what I mean? And I'll possibly sneak in there. I need 2 good weeks in a row. Have the teams up top, face people that can, give them a little something, because the 2-0 teams, 3-0 teams have to play each other. These 1-1 teams, these teams that have lost something already, or people that haven't lost anybody, is going to play each other. And maybe I can sneak in that way. But week 4 standing so far, we're first place, we have Shenanigans. Second place, we have Jet 2 Holiday. Third place, we have Jordan Love Island. Fourth place, Primetime Pope. Fifth place, Josh Darnett. Sixth place, Armpit. Seventh place, Hot Boys. Eighth place, Cam's Catering. Ninth place, CD's Nuts. I'm in 10th place still. K-Swag in 11th and 12th place with Sean's championship team. And me and K-Swag play each other this week, so somebody has to win, brother. And it's going to be me, bro. I'm sorry. I'm projected to win 132 to 118, but I don't believe that, man. Jacoby Myers is projected 17 points every week. I don't know about all that, man. I don't know about all that. And how do you guys feel? I mean, we'll talk about the NFL in a little bit, but How do you guys feel about the Ravens defense, man? I traded the Eagles defense for the Ravens defense mainly because the Eagles defense plays so many players that I have in my fantasy team. I hate when the players are on the same team that you're playing against, like defensively, so you're scoring against yourself. And the Eagles play way too many players that I have, so I had to get rid of them. Try to get the next best defense I can find. I know Ravens defense has been underperforming, especially given that performance they put up against the Lions, but I can't keep streaming defenses that I think are going to do well against bad teams, and that team ends up shitting the bed because they're not a good team overall in the first place. I think I just might as well take a team that has big playoff aspirations, and that could possibly get better when some of the people on that defense get better. 90% roster, you know what I mean? That's way better than, 94% roster for the Eagles, but it's better than scoring against myself. So. Yeah. That's fantasy, bro. But honestly, I keep giving you guys updates about the Best Bias Invitational. I know you guys aren't in it. Some of you guys may be in it that are listening, but I just kind of give you guys insight on what's going on in my league, the excitement about what I think is going on. Maybe you have some of the players that I talk about. So maybe that could give you guys a little incentive, a little insight on what I'm going to do. I like to let you guys know what I'm doing as far as roster wise, how I feel about the players, and how I do. I mean, right now I'm on three. But every year I tell you guys how good I am at this fantasy stuff. But I've been winning a lot. So you new listeners, don't make it seem like, don't let me make it seem like I'm bad at this shit and I'm just giving bad advice, even though on these picks that I gave last week. Brother, these picks are bad. I don't know what I was thinking, but again, we'll get to that in a second. But fantasy wise, definitely holla at me. Right now, I'm still trying to figure it out because a lot of this pre-research that we did and the performances that we're seeing are kind of just conflicting for sure. The stalwarts are going to be the stalwarts, the big guys up there up top that are performing, but the guys that we thought were going to pop off this year aren't really doing so. A chains of the world. The Derrick Henry first game was great, but he's fumbling all over the place. Uh, Ashton Genty can't run the ball. Raiders have no offensive line. Jonathan Taylor being the running back that's coming out here balling in fantasy. Saquon not really doing much. It's just kind of all twisted up right now. And as we get more, play more games out there, we do more research and get to understand what's going on in the league. Because we can't project stuff when people aren't really playing. Preseason players didn't really play that much. So we're just kind of going by what we heard at practice and kind of projections of what they did in college. But as time goes on and players get better, see Amari and Hampton, last week he wasn't really doing shit. He fumbled. Najee Harris getting hella carries, but all it takes is an injury. Najee Harris tears his Achilles. Rest up, big man. He's from out here in Antioch. I consider him a local product from the Bay Area that kind of I'm rooting for, but in the fantasy instance, and then we'll take a little back seat, but Achilles and the eye injury this year has been really unfortunate. Hopefully he rests up and gets well soon. But Amari and Hampton getting that opportunity and the reinforcement and that reassurance that he's the first round pick they picked and they wanted, and they're going to use him a lot. You'll see the influx. I mean, him getting 25 points in fantasy, whole bunch of carries, about 7 targets in the passing game. So that's really encouraging. Yeah. So we're doing research. We're learning more as the games go by and as the season progresses. Especially if you're a 49ers fan, you're finding out a lot about your team and a lot about the players on that team that could be productive in fantasy. It's all over the place, man, right now. It's still early, but this season has been wild already to start. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a wild one, and I'll be talking about it a lot on the pod. But moving into the NFL for real, week 3 was crazy. Again, I predicted a lot of wrong wins and losses. But again, if you guys put some money out there, again, it's not betting advice. I just try to give you advice on who I think is going to win, a little bit of why. You don't have to take too long and stress too much on what happened or, why I picked, podcast 3 hours long if I sit here and get the script analysis on each team. But, I try to give a little advice. People hit me up sometimes asking, doing their prize picks, doing their parlays. Who do I think? Using the Buccaneers, for example. Is this person starting? Will this person play? Will this person get off? So, I kind of try to use that to kind of gauge where we're at and, help you guys out. You want to donate a little bit when you do win. It's all good. But, yeah, just take this with a grain of salt because, of course, I'm biased when it comes to my NFC South. And again, any given Sunday anyway, you should know that. But anyways, without further ado, week three's results. It started with the Miami game on Thursday. We recorded Wednesday, so we didn't want to talk about that. Buffalo did win that game 31-21. I predicted that Buffalo would win that game. That one was kind of obvious with Miami playing the way they have been the last couple of weeks. But they did put up a fight. It's a divisional game. A lot of the times, teams that really aren't up to the caliber of the favored team really play up. I think it was like a 12-point spread or some shit like that, if I'm not mistaken. 12 and a half, right? If I'm not mistaken, it was something crazy like that. And for them to play so well up until that Tua interception and Tyreek score a touchdown finally and kind of show light out there and show that, and him and Waddle both showing that they could do something, for them to actually just come down to that interception and really lose the game. James Cook looks great, and Josh Allen looks like he's trying to win the Heisman again. So yeah, Bills win that game. Panthers smacked the Falcons 30-0. I thought the Falcons were going to win just because of how they played us and how they won the game they played after that. I think they played against Washington or something like that. Well, they played Washington this week, but whoever they played week 2, they smacked them. Their defense looked really good. So I took their defense to play against the Panthers and they lose 30-0. I don't know how that happened. And, damn sure I didn't pick the Panthers to win. So yeah, the Panthers smacked them 30-0. Maybe the Falcons do suck. The Browns beat Green Bay. Everybody's Super Bowl favorite. Browns defense is real. They're able to get that upset win by a field goal. Surprisingly, after all that shit they were talking about that kicker a couple of weeks ago, he came through and won the game for him this week. Let's see. I picked that one wrong for sure. Jags versus the Texans. The Jags won this one. I thought the Texans wouldn't go 0-3. Thought their offense would put on a show after losing to us last week. Would try to come back and show something against the Jags, who aren't very good. But their defense showed up against Houston again. That offensive line is terrible, and Stroud wasn't able to do much. So they were able to win that game, and I was wrong about that one. Minnesota smacked the hell out of the Bengals. I thought the Bengals would actually be able to win because Browning has more experience leading that unit. Last year, I think Burrow went down, and Browning did hella well for the Bengals. And I thought Carson Wentz coming in with the new offensive unit and everything they had over there in Minnesota, he would be a little shaky coming in. Nope. Carson Wentz did his thing. That defense shut down the Bengals completely. Jordan Mason scored 2 touchdowns. Scored 2 touchdowns and looked like a beast out there against that defense. So yeah, the Vikings were able to get that win, and Cincinnati is starting slow once again. I was wrong about that one. New England lost to the Steelers 21-14. I was right about that game. The Eagles win 33-26. I thought the Rams were going to be able to get them this game. I thought the Eagles offense wasn't really all it was cracked up to be last couple of weeks. I thought people were just kind of excited about them being Super Bowl champs and them kind of returning the same team. But I thought their offense looked pedestrian. They really count on that to push to get first downs. If nothing, the run game doesn't work. I haven't really seen Saquon Barkley doing much, and they just started throwing the ball last game. It took a blocked field goal for a touchdown for the Eagles to win that game. The Rams kind of just gave it away and let the Eagles come back. They were smacking them for a while, and the Eagles just came back and won. So I was wrong about that. I was almost right. But the prediction, block field goal. Speaking of block field goals, the Bucks win 29-27 over the Jets at home in the home opener. It was a crazy game. More injuries. Mike Evans hurt his hamstring again, 7th straight season in a row. It's kind of predictable at this point. You should just kind of expect every year, at least one part of the year, that Mike Evans is going to end up with a hamstring injury, and he's going to be out for a couple of games. So luckily we stacked up on receivers, got Emeka Egbuka. We have Chris Godwin coming back. Hopefully, if not this week, next week. Still got Ted. Sterling Shepard played really well this week. We still got Bucky and Rashad White running the ball. Offensive line wise, we did lose, was it Cody Mock? Yeah, at guard. And again, we lost Gadecki at right tackle. Hopefully we can, Wirf's back. We could put him at right tackle. Hopefully, who was going to play in Connor Barth at left tackle, play Bredesen at center, and then kind of do some double teams, some chip blocks, and have those tackles kind of help out the center and run the ball, use our other receivers for the next week. But we're able to do that. Sorry, kind of got away from this game, but we were able to get to Tyrod Taylor with Justin Fields being out this week. Hassan Reddick, Yaya Diaby, um, of course, Vita Vea did his thing. Levante David, I believe, dropped the interception. Jamel Dean taking a pick six to the house. The game looked really shaky at a certain point. It looked like we were running away with the game until we were trying to play comfortable and just play keep away with the team, with the Jets. And I kind of feel like it almost got caught up to us. They started chipping away. We were playing prevent. They scored. And then we were trying to kick a field goal to seal the game. It was blocked. They take it back for a touchdown. Uh, I don't even want to talk about it because we just watched it happen in the Rams game. My friend was talking shit to my other Rams friend, like, "Oh, damn, that's crazy that this just happened." I was like, "Come on, bro, just chill out because that could happen to us the same way because you're about to kick a field goal right now. That shit happened. I don't know if he was a jinx or I was a jinx. I just couldn't believe that shit. Like, you can never tell me jinx don't exist after seeing that shit happen, bro." But luckily, Baker Mayfield, just like the last previous two games, were under 2 minutes, took us down the field, receiver. Without Mike Evans, Egbuka, Sterling Shepard, passes the Bucky Irving. Like, we were able to get down the field masterfully with scrambles, unbelievable scrambles by Baker Mayfield. Just, he's doing it all, man. He needs to win this MVP this year or win a Super Bowl. He's looking great. No turnovers yet, a couple fumbles that he's had, but we were fortunate to get the ball back and keep possession. We're looking great out there, and Baker Mayfield is the catalyst. Antoine Winfield with a strip sack, back to his old ways. I love it. I love it. The Buccaneers win that game. I was right about that prediction. The Colts keep rolling with Daniel Jones. Jonathan Taylor looking great. They beat the Tennessee Titans 41 to 20. I thought they weren't real, and I picked the Titans to win that one. I was wrong. Raiders against the Commanders. Marcus Mariota in for Jaden Daniels. Were able to smack up on the Raiders 41 to 24. I didn't think Marcus had that in him. I ain't gonna lie. First time starting against the Raiders' new regime that are gonna game plan against them. I didn't think they would, fare too well. But my bad for doubting my man Mariota. 41 to 24, they win. I was wrong about that one. Chargers and Broncos. I picked the Broncos to win this one. As I should have gotten this one wrong. I did get it wrong. I should never bet against Herb. It's Oregon against Oregon against Oregon. But Herb is the original. The original. I should never bet against him, but selfishly, I have Bo on my fantasy team. I just thought he would do good, and the Chargers have been really good. And whenever people start talking about you as a clear favorite, I feel like they're jinxing you to do bad. So yeah. But I got that one wrong. Chargers win, keep rolling at 3-0 as well. Seattle beats up on the Saints because the Saints suck, 44 to 13. I picked that right. Chicago Bears beat up on the Cowboys. This one's surprising. I actually did pick this to happen, but I didn't think it was actually going to happen this way. They whooped up on the Cowboys. Caleb was able to expose them. Odunze scoring 2 touchdowns, them doing flea flickers and shit. It was just ugly. It was ugly. Cowboys are getting exposed. CeeDee Lamb hurt his ankle, high ankle sprain, out for 3 or 4 weeks. It's just looking ugly for him right now. At least they have those first round picks for the next couple of years. So if they're not going to make any noise or do anything this year, I don't know if they've given up completely or if they're going to try to make any trades to stay relevant. But right now, it's just looking ugly for them. But maybe Tyreek Hill. I don't know if that makes them really better. But Arizona Cardinals lost to the hurt 49ers. Mac Jones out there making shit happen. Parasol making shit happen. Fred Warner making shit happen. Unfortunately, the Niners lost Nick Bosa for the season, torn ACL, but they keep pushing on, man, finding ways to win with injured players. It was a home opener, so maybe they were kind of juiced up by that and just ran off of, spirit of the fans, but they're keeping it going, man. They play the Jaguars this week at home and seeing if they can keep going the undefeated streak while their players, the ones that are coming back anyways, get better. Seeing if Brock Purdy can go this week, but they did a good job. Kansas City versus the Giants. Kansas City, like I said, got their get back this week. I knew they would, just because, yeah, they're not gonna go on 3. Giants again, Russell Wilson, they have a really big problem. He's just throwing the ball away on 4th down is ridiculous. Forcing the ball to Malik Neighbors when he's not open, I get it, but at least get him some looks. Throw some screens, audible some shit. Wandale Robinson getting the ball all the time, and all the other people on the team getting the ball as much as they do. It's crazy. It's crazy. I get it. They're double team with Neighbors, but find some ways. Run some crosses. Run some rub routes. Do something. But yeah, they lost. And the Lions in Baltimore. I thought Baltimore won this game coming off the loss last week, but the Lions continue just to show off, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't know, man. You can call me a hater, but after they beat us in the playoffs a couple of years ago, they just become my enemy. No real beef, but it's just I don't like how they roll, and they're just so showboaty, so showboaty. The Alabama and the USC boys. Maybe it's just what schools that those guys went to. I don't know. Jared Goff is cool. He went to Cal, but he went over there and got with the Showboat boys, and they just out there the Showboat Cal. But yeah, I was wrong about a lot. I don't even need to review these because all these X's on this paper is kind of embarrassing. Week 4, I promise you guys I'll be a lot better with my picks. Let me just get into actually let's go into a commercial break and I'll do my picks for next week. We'll do some WNBA talk and a little talk about what I'm going to be talking about on the next episode for Cinema Corner. You guys a little update, a little bit of rundown, a little preview of what I've watched so far on the shows. I won't give out too much information because then I wouldn't know what the fuck I'm talking about for the next episode. But a lot of stuff, man. We got Survivor starting tonight, bro. A lot of stuff I want you guys to check out. I might not just, might not review it, but some music's coming out, so I'll preview some of that stuff with you. Not really getting into too much pop culture, cinema corner talk, but commercial break. We'll be right back. It's the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 258, season 4. I got plenty more to talk about. Well, let's get a little recharge with that theme song at us right here. Let's be right back with it. Yeah. And we are back. It's the Best of Bias Podcast, episode 258. We in the building on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever day you were listening to this pod. We back and we in the flesh. So we was talking about the NFL. We reviewed how bad I was at the picks for last week. So let's try it again. Let's go into week 4 predictions and some shit that's going on. Let me let you know who I think is going to win again. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. I am not giving you gambling advice. I am trying to help you out. If you want me to stop helping out, maybe you can say that I may or may not oblige. I'll probably just keep doing it anyways. But it'll be nice for the engagement. I'll be like, oh, that's nice of you to ask. But I might be like, but who knows? Maybe I will stop. But nah, we're getting into it for week 4. Week 4, game Thursday, we got Seahawks at the Cardinals. Seahawks favored by 1.5 points. I think I will take the Seahawks. Seahawks are actually whooping ass right now. Sam Darnold is actually looking good. Kenneth Walker looking good. Defense is doing their thing. Seattle, man, that division, man, I don't know if the Niners will keep it up, but the Rams are looking tough and Seattle's looking tough. And so I see them play each other. We got to see what's up with that NFC West, but I got Seattle in this game. The Cardinals are looking kind of shady. I have Trey McBride in that matchup tomorrow, and I'm hoping he does well, but Kyler's doing Kyler things. Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't looking too good. I thought the Cardinals defense was going to be really good, but I think the secondary is really banged up, so they're not going to really be able to reach their potential. And I think JSN and Thornton and a couple of players out there in Seattle, they look hungry. The coach has them in the right position. I think the Seahawks go into Arizona and do that thing, covered by more than 1.5 too. So I got them. Viking versus the Steelers. Vikings are favored by 2.5 in Pittsburgh. I think I got the Vikings, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna put my confidence completely in Carson Wentz and maybe the Aaron Rodgers thing. Maybe it is true. Maybe he can do just enough to keep the Pittsburgh Steelers relevant, and that defense can do enough to keep Aaron Rodgers in good field position to be able to do a little something. We saw what Carson Wentz can do last week, and that defense is going to keep Aaron Rodgers honest. Mason is showing me, Jordan Mason will show me a little something. So I don't know. I think the Vikings will take care of business and win that game and cover. Commanders at Falcons. Commanders favored by 1.5 points with Mariota probably starting again. Jalen is still dealing with the hamstring, I believe. Mariota's familiar with Falcons. They played there last year. I think he played there last year as Kirk Cousins' backup, if I'm not mistaken, or the year before that. year before that, because Penix was there last year and played primary backup and ended up taking over. But I think the year before that, Mariota was there. So he's kind of familiar with the Falcons. You know what I mean? It's kind of a revenge game. After what the Falcons showed last week, I don't have any faith in them at all. So I don't know if I can actually pick them with the confidence. I don't know if I would pick them anyways, to be 100 with y'all. So I'm picking Washington to win just because of my bias. And, Vegas season my way as well. So Saints at Bills. The Bills are going to destroy these motherfuckers. 16.5 is the spread. Yeah. Browns at the Lions. Lions favored by 9.5 points. Browns defense looked pretty good. I don't know if the spread is based on. I don't think the Browns could score with the Lions. And the Lions defense did look good against Lamar Jackson and company last week. But 9.5 points is a lot. If I was a betting man, I'd look at the Browns to make it close. See what they did last week against the Packers. So the Lions kind of crazy, but I do got the Lions winning in that game, even though I don't want them to win for real. Titans at Houston. If Houston goes 0-4, that would be crazy. Houston favored by 7 points at home. I think Houston takes care of business. The Panthers at Patriots. Patriots favored by 5.5 points. I don't know. Panthers gonna be playing with a lot of confidence coming off that 30-0 victory over the Falcons, their divisional opponent last week. Patriots need to win this game though. They can't lose the Panthers. 5.5 points is a lot of points for the Patriots. I think they get it together this week and maybe gain some confidence and gain some steam. I'm rooting for you, Patriots. I really am. Drake May, I like Drake May. Chargers at the Giants. Chargers. Yeah, they don't really have much of a competition in this game. Jackson Dart is starting this game. They benched Russell Wilson. We'll see what he can do, and that defense can do against the Chargers. But I think the Chargers are going to kind of run through them pretty easily. Competition that the Chargers have to play thus far, you know, the Giants pale in comparison to any of those guys. So I think they'll be able to do whatever they want, and Justin Herbert will keep his role and keep his MVP nod going with a victory over the Giants. What else we got? Eagles at Buccaneers. Everybody thinks Philly's gonna come in there and beat us. They're favored by 3.5. All the injuries we have, people think that the Eagles will come in there and be able to push their way to a victory. We've had their number the last 3 games. I think we played them. We've done a little damage to them, so they want to get their revenge. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I think we could win. Without the injuries, I know we would win for 100%. But their defense against a banged up offensive line we have, their DBs against our second, third, fourth receivers. You know what I mean? Baker may be a little banged up from last week, some of the hits that he took. So it's gonna be interesting. I think we can do it. We're at home, we got the home crowd behind us, and we've done it before. We haven't been at full strength when we played them the last couple of years. They haven't been at full strength either. So it's any given Sunday, you have to play with who you got. And I think we can do it. And of course, I'm going to pick us against them. Rams are playing the Colts at home. Rams favored by 3.5 points. I think the Rams can beat the Colts and stop that little streak. We'll see what's going on. It'll be a really big proving ground for Daniel Jones in that one. 49ers are at home, favored by 3 against the Jags. This is going to be a big test for them because the Jags are interesting at full strength and the Niners are really banged up. So we'll see what they are able to do. The Jaguars defense showed a little life last game when they played. So we'll see if they're able to get to Mac Jones or Brock Purdy, whoever it is. They say Brock Purdy is practicing now, so maybe he will play, but I doubt it. They should just keep going with Mac Jones as long as they can. But he did get banged up a little bit last game, so who knows what's actually going to happen there. But again, Ricky Parasol, Jawan Jennings, I think he's still playing. I think Kendrick Bourne is back there now. So whatever they can do and whatever they can make happen, hey, we'll see. But I think the Jags are going to win this one, sadly. Ravens at the Chiefs. They're both 1-2. I can't really see one of these teams going 1-3, but one of them has to. It's going to be crazy to see. I just think the Ravens are better. I think the Chiefs may be getting some players back. Maybe Xavier Worthy's coming back. I know the Chiefs are closer to getting Rashid Rice back. And they showed a little something last game with Taekwon. Who was their guy that was catching balls in the end zone? I forgot exactly who their guy. I want to say they had a Thornton too. I'm not sure. But somebody, I think he was traded from the Patriots. Maybe it was Taekwon Thornton. And I got the other guy wrong. But showed up as an X factor. They still had Juju there. The running game is terrible for Kansas City. On the other side, Derrick Henry with the fumbling problem. I don't know if they're gonna, the Chiefs are going to take any cues from the Lions defense and just pressure Lamar because he got sacked hella times. Most times that I've seen him get sacked almost ever against the Lions. You can shake his way out of some situations. Sometimes not even get out of there and be able to boogie, but they caught him from behind. Hutchinson being back at full strength is really big for the Lions. And if you have good defensive ends that can pinch that line, squash it, keep him contained, and have him try to scramble up the middle where those linebackers can sit and spy, that could be the secret to containing Lamar Jackson, but who can actually really contain Lamar Jackson? But it's going to come down to who wants it more. We're going to see. But again, 1-3. I don't know if 1-3 teams has made the playoffs or won the Super Bowl. I mean, not made the playoffs, but won the Super Bowl. So we'll see. And then what else we got? We have Bears at Raiders. Raiders favored by 1.5 points. I don't know, man. After what the Bears did to the Cowboys and the Raiders not being as good as they're supposed to be, well, they always kind of underperform. Sorry, Raiders fans. But I think the Bears may have something going. Ben Johnson may finally unlock Caleb, and they may have an understanding, finally be on the same page. They do need to get a better running back because everybody's hating Swift again. Dunze, Luther Burden, they have something in the receiving game. Cole Kmet, they lost Loveland for a little bit, but everything else looks like it's going well. The offensive line's holding up, and when Caleb's not having to improv, he's looking kind of good out there. So we'll see what happens. I got the Bears in that one. Oh, and I got the Ravens in the Ravens and Chiefs game. If I didn't say that. Packers, Cowboys. I think this is a revenge game for Micah, of course, and with all the injuries that the Cowboys are dealing with, and Trevon Diggs not looking really that good anymore. No CeeDee Lamb. I think the Packers are going to have their way unless, they can muster up some heart and Dak can pull a rabbit out of his hat and that Dallas defense can stymie Jordan Love and, kind of neutralize Josh Jacobs. We'll see how that goes, but teams are able to get the best of the Cowboys secondary, and I think Jordan Love's, specialty is his arm power and strong the deep ball, and I think he'll be able to do that against the Cowboys. So I got the Packers. Jets and Dolphins. Tyrod Taylor may be starting again. I don't know if Justin Fields is out of the concussion protocol, but something has to give for the Dolphins, man. They're too talented, and if Tua doesn't do it this year, it might be really the end of Tua. So they wash away the interception from last year. Give the ball to A-Chain and what's Ollie? Is that his last name? Ollie's his last name. The new running back, the rookie they got. Just keep handing the ball to these guys and just kind of develop a ground game and not put the ball of Tua's hands solely. You know what I mean? Because that's where things seem to go wrong. Get the ball to Tyreek Hill however you can, to Waddle your speedsters however you can, but just don't have to have, it's your quarterback. He should be able to make cerebral decisions and not put the ball in harm's way or anything like that. But I don't think, you got to work with what you got. And I think it's better to put yourself in a more advantageous situation by not making him have to think as much, Be the offensive mind. He came in and got this coaching job with Mike McDaniels, and just see what you can do, man. Pick it up. I got the Dolphins beating the Jets. And then it says 2 Monday night games, so I could be wrong. I know somebody's playing out of the country, but I don't think I think somebody's playing at like 6:30. I think it's the Vikings in Seattle. And playing hella early in the morning at 6:30. But yeah, there's 2 Monday night games, it says. The Jets and Dolphins, and then you have Bengals and Broncos. The Broncos should win this game. They haven't really looked good the last 2 weeks, man. They lost to the Chargers and they lost to the Colts when they shouldn't have. Although it was a ref's kind of error that gave the Colts that opportunity to win, which I don't think is talked about enough. But again, if you wouldn't been in that situation, if you executed more, I guess you would say if you're a Broncos fan or Broncos coach. But I think the Broncos do win Monday Night Football. The Bengals, man, I don't know if Browning's going to be shook up from last week. I think he turned the ball over like 5 times, 4 interceptions. So maybe it was just 4 turnovers. I don't know if it was 4 interceptions. If it was 4 interceptions, that would have been bad now. Any quarterback should. So I don't know if I have confidence in the Bengals enough to pick them. Bo Nix, show me something, man. Please, dog. You and Sutton. Please. I need to win. I can't go 0-4, bro. I really can't. I don't think I can handle that mixing game, guys. But again, to go over my picks for this week, week 4, I got the Seahawks in Arizona. I have the Vikings in Pittsburgh. I have the Commanders in Atlanta. I have the Bills winning at home against the Saints. I have the Lions winning at home against the Browns. I have the Texans winning at home against the Titans and getting that 0-3 stench off them. I have the Patriots winning home against the Panthers. I have the Chargers winning in New York against the Giants. I have the Buccaneers winning at home against the Eagles. Let's go Bucks. Let's go Baker. Let's go team. I got the Rams winning at home against the Colts. I have the 49ers winning. Oh, no, actually, I have the Jaguars winning in Santa Clara against the 49ers. I have the Ravens winning in Arrowhead. I have the Bears beating the Raiders at home, well, in Las Vegas. And then I have the Packers beating the Cowboys in Dallas. I have the Dolphins winning against the Jets at home. And I have the Broncos winning at home against the Bengals. That's what I got, and that's how I feel. Next week, I'll bet you, I'll bet you guys 50 push-ups. Right now, I'll bust. Bro, before next pod, I'll move everything back and I'll do 50 push-ups for you if I don't get at least, I'm going to go for only 2 wrong. I'm going for only 2 wrong. And those 2 wrong could be the bias. Because those NFC South teams that they should lose anyways. Yeah, if I'm wrong and I steer you wrong like I did last week, I hit 50 push-ups on camera for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I know that's benefiting me as well, but you know what I mean? I got to do my due diligence and give you guys some good advice. I don't want to have a track record of coming in here and talking bullshit. You guys won't listen or want to hear about my football takes anymore because y'all think I'm just jonesing. Y'all think I'm just talking shit just to talk and to try to get y'all to make bad bets, to give bad information to other people, just to bamboozle y'all. And that's not what I'm about, man. Us here at the BOBP. Yeah, that's what I said that. BOBP, we here spreading good information to the family so y'all can use it in everyday life. So y'all advantage, man. We're trying to make y'all aware, man. We're trying to make y'all more informed. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we're doing. Some other sports news. The WNBA playoffs, have advanced. Sadly, the Golden State Valkyries were eliminated in the first round. We talked about all the first round was going on. The Aces were playing the Storm. Dream were playing the Fever. Mercury were playing the Liberty. The Lynx were playing the Valkyries. The Lynx swept the Valkyries 2-0. Mercury beat the Liberty to advance 2-1. The Dream lost to the Fever 2-1. Good season. The Dream did do work all season to get to the playoffs. Alicia Gray and Jordan Canada and a bunch of the other ladies over there. Shout out to y'all. Y'all had a great season. But yeah, the Fever came through without Caitlin and advanced. And then the Aces, of course, beat the Storm, even though it wasn't no gimme. They took it down to the wire, I think, the last 2 games. The Aces were able to take that series 2-1. So we're in the midst of the semifinals right now. We have the Aces versus the Fever. They're tied 1-1 going back to Vegas. I believe tomorrow is the best of 5 now. So it may be a different format. So, I mean, they may not travel to different places every day, but it is 1-1. I don't know when they played game 1. Because I could have sworn I checked and there was no game on, what day is it today? Wednesday. There's no game on Monday. Or maybe it wasn't Sunday. I don't think were the games on Sunday? Maybe they started on the semis on Sunday, which is kind of stupid to do it during NFL. But anyways, the Aces and Fever are tied 1-1. I think the Aces are going to take that series for sure. Asia Wilson winning her 4th MVP award. Balling out, man. Well deserved. Doing everything she can to keep the Aces. At the beginning of the season, they weren't playing that well. And they went on like a 17-game winning streak kind of to end the season. On some crazy shit. Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, everybody over there that has been with the team forever when they're winning back-to-back championships and didn't win last year when the New York Liberty won. Everybody thought they was going to fall off. They came back with a vengeance. They're still, they haven't won nothing yet, but they're showing out in the semifinals. Adding Jewel Lloyd, it just took them over the top because now they're super top heavy. You have a bunch of the best players at a bunch of positions. The Fever without Caitlin, and a lot of other players, they're super injured over there in Indiana. But luckily, they're riding off hype right now. They haven't been to the playoffs or this far in a long time, if not ever. You know what I mean? But it just gives them hope for what can come in the future. I mean, it's not over yet, and it's a best of 5. Like I said, they still have a bunch of good players on the team that are holding it down, but the Aces are on a mission, and they've been great for a long time. I don't think they're going to, take any more L's. The Lynx are playing the Mercury. This is a side that's a little bit more competitive to me. Lynx are trying to make it back to the championship after losing to the Liberty last year. Nafisa Collier, Courtney Williams on a mission, doing their thing. Nafisa is nice. You know what I'm saying? Asia's biggest competition for MVP. She might have won Defensive Player of the Year. No, I think was it Asia Wilson that won co-defensive player of the year with Lana Smith when her stats were hella better. I think it was Asia Wilson, co-defensive player of the year. Interesting. But Nafisa Collier is raw. She's on a mission. She may not have won MVP, but then she's damn sure gonna make her stamp in the playoffs. And yeah, she's doing that against the Mercury led by a bunch of veterans. Alyssa Thomas. We got of course Satu Sabali, Sydney Whitcomb. Is her name Sydney? First name Sydney? Whitcomb. Why am I forgetting? Why am I forgetting her name? Um, but anyways, they have a bunch of players over there. They have also Clea Cooper, Clea 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 Cooper. She's coming back balling. She started off slow a little bit this year. She's getting off. And Dewana Bonner. Dewana Bonner actually joined the squad after being traded. I think she got released by the Fever and they signed her over at the Mercury. So they're doing their best to put up against a powerhouse in the Lynx, and they're doing a good job there. That series is 1-1 as well. So we're in for a good couple of series. I think we're destined for a matchup between the Lynx and the Aces. I think that'll be probably one of the highest rated WNBA finals we're gonna have. Well, of course, unless we had Caitlyn in there somewhere, you know what I mean. But you know how they do it in the TV ratings, fans. But I think them having to be an ace and Lynx against each other would be primetime basketball, be primetime for the sport, a really good display of basketball talent, leadership, and aspiration for young girls to be in the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? The top of the top players hopefully pushing the forefront during not a Sunday where there's the NBA or NFL being played, somewhere we can really showcase Nafessa and AJ or Asia Wilson and a lot of the players, everybody on the team. Shout out Hayward, shout out Chelsea Gray. Um, but yeah, check it out if you guys haven't been keeping up. A lot of sports going on right now. We're just getting beginning of it, man. Basketball starting real soon. I think the first preseason game is October 4th. That's right. That's next week, bro. That's next week. We out here, bro. We're out here. You know, everything's about to be back. We're about to be getting into all of it. Cinema corner wise, you guys check out Alien Earth, man. We're getting crazy with it last week. I told you guys where we were and where I was kind of at feeling about it. I want you guys to catch up. Like the post I just posted about some of the shows I'm watching about this and Peacemaker. Peacemaker is still kind of developing slow, man. They did say that what's going on in Peacemaker is going to really tie into Superman, and shit that's going on there. We're still not seeing Peacemaker fully commit to going into Ultimate Universe. He's still kind of back and forth. This episode, we saw Eagle Eye. I thought we saw Eagle Eye get killed, bro. I was shook up for a second, but then all those other Eagles came down and pecked dude to death. Thank you. Thank you for Eagle Eye not getting shot up, because I was about to trip the fuck out. But as we get more into some shit, I may give you guys like a full review towards the end. I know everybody's doing kind of episodic reviews of Peacemaker. Maybe I will watch it tomorrow and give you guys a full review of this last episode on the when I review what's going on with Marvel Zombies, because I do want to get into Marvel Zombies and do a good review on that, and I do want to talk to you guys about the finale of Alien Earth. I don't want to just talk about the penultimate episode because not really much happened from what I talked about last week to what happened this week. Just a lot more of Wendy and the other synths kind of realizing that they're really in power, and Boy Cavalier is really just a selfish prick that kind of just feels like he controls and owns them when they're actually people in these synth bodies, you know what I mean? And he doesn't own them as property because they're actually people. You know, we kind of juggle in this whole series about, are these really people? No, they're robots. No, but if you think about it, they really are kids with their brains put into these new bodies. Though the bodies may not be their own, and you see all these graves littered through the episode just showing you where these kids' bodies actually are. But their brains being in these synths kind of, you know, the technology that they developed was to make these synths as humanoid as possible, as humanistic as excuse me, as human as possible. So for the fact that, you know, you kind of try to take that humanity away from them when they actually are humans. It's just kind of a struggle back and forth. And having Wendy being in control of the aliens and her brain still being a child's brain, she doesn't know when she's overdoing it, man. She doesn't know that killing people is bad, even though people that she loves are threatened. Killing isn't always the best solution. And her being in control of killing machines, the perfect killing machine that is the xenomorph, is kind of going to get complicated. You know what I'm saying? We saw Nibs go off and start killing hella people, and then, you know, Joe try to intervene, and how Wendy responded to that. You know what I mean? This penultimate episode was just more of that. Starting to realize that she has this power. She has the ability to fight back and show the people that are trying to imprison her, to belittle her, to do whatever they want with her friends, to keep them trapped and imprisoned and not let them be free and be themselves. Like, she can fight back and she can kill everybody here if she wants to. But, you know, I don't know. It's kind of crazy, the juxtaposition, because Joe, just being Wendy's sister or being Wendy's brother, and having to know that Boy Cavalier and everybody on this island is keeping him and his sister prisoner and have bad intentions, but on the other side, Wendy's becoming this all-powerful, not human really anymore, just this robot that could control everything, that has no morals, that just knows what's really in front of her. She doesn't know the world. She went into this body as a child, and she's absorbing all this information as she sees it and as she's experiencing it in real time. So it's kind of hard for her to kind of know what's going on in this time of fight or flight. And when she fights, she's gonna destroy shit because Boy Cavalier gave her the power to do so. Kind of fucking naively, but on some shit just to see what would happen type shit. Because Boy Cavalier's a trip. The story about him killing his father just so he can go out on his own and start a bit. It's crazy. It's crazy work. So again, but I'm not gonna get into all that right now. Again, tomorrow or whenever I drop this next episode with the Marvel Zombies review, I'll get more into this and Peacemaker. Just want to let you guys know I haven't forgot. I will be talking about it. I'm gonna try to get another episode out real soon, talking about maybe some cinema corner and some pop culture, but because we got that Young Thug dropping tomorrow as well. Some new music to talk about, some new drama to talk about, but I got to get these sports out before the weekend so I can let you guys know some people to pick, some fantasy football to mess with, and just some stuff to keep up with, you know what I mean? But of course, go watch that Marvel Zombies. Go watch Task on HBO Max. I might start talking about that as well. Um, what else am I watching right now? That just came out. Again, Gen V is back, so I might talk about Gen V on the next episode as well. I might have that out, so I might come out here and just talk a whole bunch about these shows and get you guys up on stuff and what you guys should be watching. Go watch the documentary on Charlie Sheen if you know. For the youngins, if you don't know who Charlie Sheen is, go check that out. For my folks my age, my millennial folks, go check that shit out, man. It puts a lot of stuff into perspective. When you're hearing about Charlie Sheen, if you guys are Money Talks fans. Just knowing some of the behind the scenes stories when he was filming that movie was pretty dope as well. What else am I watching? Kaiju number 8 just started down anime. If you guys are anime fans, you want something to watch for sure. Kaiju number 8 is pretty dope. Catch up on One Piece, y'all. What else? What else, man? Any fantasy football questions? Hit me up. Hit me up. I guess we're to the end of the podcast. I'll let you know where to find me at. But any fantasy questions, hit me up. You guys want to be on the pod, hit me up. Season 4 has been kind of lacking on guests. We had one guest at the beginning. We had Chelsea, but we need some more, man. Let's talk about some stuff. I will be hitting the movies to see that new Leonardo DiCaprio movie, so maybe we'll talk a little bit about that too next week during the pod. So a lot of stuff coming up. I won't keep it strictly sports for y'all because I haven't really been getting many likes on the videos or many views on the videos for the sports ones. So unless y'all show me y'all want these sports stuff to continue, I might have to make more half and half episodes and get that pop culture more centered in the forefront because, you know, I need my sports people out here to let me know if what y'all talking about. Again, when basketball starts, I'll be talking even more sports and we kind of. I'm gonna try to get double episodes out each week. I'm gonna try to get more and more content. I need to. Yeah, it's gonna happen. I promise. I promise you guys. Season 4, we're gonna get more and more content. It's not gonna be all in just one, because I know it's a lot of stuff to consume. But I'll work with what I can when I got producers and stuff. But Same spiel, same week, but you know where to find me at. It's SAC_Lydell on Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. If you're looking for the Best of Bias podcast, just type that in. You'll find me on Instagram. You'll find me on TikTok. Of course, you'll find me on YouTube, where AKA puts all these videos on there. How do you guys like the fire at the beginning of the videos now? Should we keep that up, or should we just keep trying to change it? What do you guys think, man? Does it make us look a little more legit? You know what I'm saying? I know you upgraded with the cameras and shit, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get these promos out there looking a little fresher for y'all, but y'all like that? Y'all like that little boundary? Yeah. Y'all let me know. Again, if you want to be on the pod, hit me up. We out here. We're making moves also. Vacation streams, convention streams. When we outside, we outside. You see the merch? We still got the merch, t-shirts, hats. Hit me up. Beanies, dad's hats. And we're starting t-shirts. We're going to get on really good t-shirts, more designs. I'm getting with the Best of Bias artists to get more shit started. More and more is coming as the fall comes. Getting sweater weather. Get some stuff going for y'all. Yeah, Best of Bias. We out here, man. Thank you guys for being here. Again, put your football picks in. If you want to be in the Best of Bias Football League next year, hit me up. And again, Cinema Corner, TV show reviews, Marvel Zombies reviews, coming up real soon. I didn't forget about it. I know everybody's going to be talking about it tomorrow. Everybody's going to be talking about the TV shows tomorrow. I'm going to be on there. I'm telling you, Sunday, the latest. I'm going to try to record it on Saturday. The Oregon plays. Yeah, I didn't talk about Oregon that much. Oregon plays Penn State in the whiteout. So everybody, shout out Oregon. If I'm in a good mood and we win that game, maybe I'll hop on and talk to you guys about the shit. I'm going to watch the rest of Marvel Zombies tonight, so I'll have that done for y'all anyways. But when it comes out, if it's not beginning of the week, on Monday, I'll try to get it on this, get it out audio-wise, at least by Sunday. Hopefully we can get the full review out midweek, video, depending on how AKA can do it. We'll try to get it all out for you, it's the Best of Bias podcast. We do this shit, man. We're going to try to figure it out, but without further ado, thank you guys for being here. Episode 258. Go like, subscribe, hit that bell on the YouTube so you don't miss any new podcasts. And when the podcasts do drop, you'll be notified. Like, comment. Let me know what we can do better. Let me know if you want to be on the pod. Let me know if it's too long. Let me know if it's too short. Just let me know something. You know what I'm saying? But it's your boy Lydell Dinero. Where that theme song at. Y'all have a good day, good weekend. I'll see y'all next time. It's the best of Bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of Bias. The best of Bias. Yeah, it's the best of Bias.